Good morning everyone. So today we're at a Mitsubishi Outlander and I think this is a 2017 model. So the customer's complaint with this is there is no heater in the cabin. Now this is a common complaint in this car and it's to do, well I read this technical service bulletin on it for Diagnosed Dan. It's to do with a gel-like substance. It builds up in the coolant system. So what we're going to do is try and flush it, and I think you need citric acid to try and clean it out. We'll have a cleaner from our supplier. We're going to try that, but this day and age getting this problem, this is highly unusual. So it must be due to inferior components. Now a couple of things to note. We checked the coolant temperature in the car and we're getting up to, what was it Roddy? 90? 80, 88, 90, 92 degrees and getting back down to 88. So that's fine. There's no fault codes for the heating system, so that's fine as well. So we also went down there, see where the pipes going to the bulkhead, right in the middle there. There, with the bleed screw. Now the pipe on the right with the bleed screw is warm, but the other one coming out the matrix is cool. So it's like there's a blockage down there. Now we also believe there's a little filter in there that gets blocked up, so we're going to go for that first. Then try and flush the matrix, then try and flush the rest, but ultimately I think it'll need a coolant flush, and that's a bit of rigmarole. So let's get this airbox off so we can get better access and see. Sorry, I forgot to tell you, the other points to note about this car's a hybrid, so it has like two heating systems. It has the conventional radiator, the coolant goes through the core, but also has an additional heater. So if it's on electric battery power only, this electric element heats up the coolant and it goes through the core. So I'll show you that, hits underneath the motor. And the other thing is there's bleed screws everywhere on this system. So in order to drain it properly, we've got to locate them. So we're underneath the vehicle and you can see just in the middle of the picture there, this thing here, that's the pump, that's the coolant pump. Now having a look along here, and the coolant lines, there's a bleed nipple there, so they run along. So where the hang is this electric pump about? It must be where the pipe work goes all the way at the back. Well, I think it's underneath the passenger seat, but I think we'll just attack the front end first of all, because I'm sure on this model the batteries for the hybrid system, they're liquid cooled as well. So I've just separated that pipe at the top, and you can see there's a little filter in there. Now I've seen them worse looking than that, but let's take that out and see if water flows through it. So we took that little filter out and you can see that's clean, but we should have known that. The customer said he had already took it out, cleaned it. He thought it worked a wee bit better, but still no joy. So we've now got the hoses off and we're going to flush it. Probably better to reverse flush it, so I think it's in through, I think this is the return line, so in through here and back out through there. But does it make any difference because it's actually got to go that way? So we'll put some pressure in it. So we're flushing that, and you can see right, it's flying out there, so I don't think that's your issue. That's it. That's flying out there. Yeah, switch it off. So you can see our setup here. Water. I've got a bit of leak right now. That's why we put the bottom engine cover back on. So that seems to be going through. So we'll put it back together after bleeding it and flushing it. It's worse. So we're only getting to 73 degrees and there's no heat at all coming out of this thing. With a slight heat before, but going out. So I think there's maybe a sequence how you bleed these. We're going down to touch these hoses to see if they're warm. Cool. Both these hoses are cool. At least yesterday we had, that one was warm and that one was cool. But nothing. Have we got enough?
Seems to be flowing here.
Oh, that's the other unit. This shouldn't be what we need about. Oh, look. There's enough in that. Go take that cap off. We're here, eh? This car is doing our nutting. So we've removed this 4-way valve and we're going to take the thermostat out it and see if this works, because we'll have it going up to the thermostat and going no further. That's that wee bit there. So does that pop out, Ronnie? Turn it.
Yeah, push down and turn at the same time.
There we go, good lad. Right, so we're going to try this. Minus thermostat. Because seemingly this bit gets stuck. But is it moving, Ronnie? We need the heat to expand it out the way, innit?
Yeah, it's moving that way.
But whether it's moving,
if it expands, eh?
that pin's got to come out. Right, let's pop it back together and see if we can get a heat. Now this car is doing our head in. We cannot get to the bottom of this. But anyway, see under here we have an electric heater within the module. So if we go into this and we read the fault codes, there's none, right? So exit out of that, go into data stream and we select the lot. Okay. So it says circuit board temperature 81 degrees, current fail heater off, electric heater test result normal, heat circuit fail off, heat current. So at the moment that little electric heater is not doing anything, but it ain't a little electric heater, as I'll show you. Heater inlet maximum temperature, that's 106, heater inlet temperature 92 and outlet's 94. But I would argue that has to be at the actual electric heater and not up at the matrix, because we got no heat. So heater power 0 watts, there's no restriction to power, but look, upper limit, this thing puts out 6,000 watts or 6 kilowatts. That's about the same as your electric shower in the house. But I must say, when you let the water flow, it is toasty. Heater water temperature 80 degrees, heater water temperature off, IGBT maximum temperature 106, temperature fault off, 92, 90, whatever they mean, they must just be within it. Input voltage 305 volts, so that means it's high voltage, HV voltage. We've seen that in the wiring diagram. Maximum current 17 amps, 330, odometer PTC off, off, so the heater's actually off at the moment. Short circuit off, so everything looks good there. But when we come into the car, it's still blowing cold air. Cold air. Urgh. Right. When we go up to here, let me see. When we feel these two hoses at the bulkhead, I'll try it at the moment. That one on the right, which everyone says is the return. Oh man, come on, focus. No focusing. The one on the right, which everyone says is the return, that one there with the screw, it's slightly warm, but the black one's always cool. Now we checked another man's car, exactly the same, and the one on the right gets hot first and the one on the left is cool as well. But we can't get any heat. When we put a hose on the matrix, it flows through fine. But you think, if it's flowing through fine, we still should get, our pipes should still be really hot and one should be warm. So I don't know. We're baffled. So we've just filled the car back up, we've bled it again, vacuum bled it. So we've got 880 watts, 1480 watts, it's climbing. So it's pulling the power. Going down. Still blowing cold air. You think we're pulling that amount, that's 2000 watts. You think pulling that amount of power we should be getting some heat. We're getting nothing. Is the hoses getting warm, Roddy? Heater outlook 59 degrees, 60 degrees. Inlet 63. Pulling 6 amps. On, 1 zone, 2 zone, 3 zone.
Starting to come out, so I put the cap on it.
Right. Going 5 amps. We're pulling all that, yet we're up to 89 degrees and outlet's 90 degrees. That's more than warm enough to heat a car, and there's still no any heat.
That cover on it, did it?
Oh, I pain. So this is my vacuum refill.
Oh, that's roasting.
Roasting.
Oh, that's roasting.
Better than ever before.
Aye. Yeah.
And then it's got to get really warm. Wait, I'll
Oh, that's
check the scan tool.
good.
It's now switched itself off. Simply because I think there's no flow. Let's go underneath and I'll let you see it. For the first time in a long time, we actually had that at 320 watts, so that was working. Simply because the outlet's at 83 degrees and the inlet's at 69 degrees, so they'll just fall. But nothing in the core, nothing in the matrix, no any heat. Let's see. No, nothing. That's it, came back on 320 watts. Outlet 83, it's actually falling a wee bit, and then it's 66 inlet. This is two systems really. So if we're looking down the back of the engine here, I'll focus it. So that pipe, there's two pipes come for the engine there. So there's one there, oh dearie me, one there and one at the bottom. So they're warm. They then come through this four-way valve, and it's got, I don't know if you see that green pipe. There's a pipe coming at, oh dear, and a pipe coming at the other side. So that's the electric side, and it all mixes within this valve, and it goes up to there into the matrix. So the electric does most of the work going into that, and it's only when the engine's running then does it mix in to heat that up in there. So your office smell like coolant, Roddy. It's heaving out of there, sir. So this is the four-way valve here. So we tried to perform a special test on it, but it came like that, okay, abnormal ends. So let's go electric heater test. Yes. Oh, it failed it, Roddy. So we'll perform it again. Yes. I think it aborted it. In process, I'll come back to you once I get a result. So it's failed the test again, abnormal end. So okay. So go back. Read fault codes. No trouble codes. Exit. Module information. Blah 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 blah. Let's go into the engine and see if we can get the pump to work. Maybe that would work, because look, under actuation tests we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. They all work because there's heat coming out of that. So under engine we have cooling fan, fuel pump, no, nothing else is there. Special function. Test evap. No. What's the test? Bypass valve, vent, evap, bypass, sealing, fuel filler. No, I don't care what these are.